Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Madam Glam have come out with their new collection for March and I've got 4 colours from that collection to show you guys today. So we're going to make a design and I've actually managed to use all 4 and one additional extra colour that I'll show you guys in a second. So first up we've got these 2, one is a gold, one is a white. The white is called a Blessing. And the gold is called 24 carats, 24k, and it literally is such a fitting name for the gel polish. We've also got Good Luck and Little Secret, which is 2 green shades. And here is that extra colour called Food Coma. I've been absolutely obsessed with that colour for background nudie shades. If you're a regular on my channel, you already know that I've literally been picking up just at any moment in time that I need a nude, it will be this one. I just love the nude, just this shade of this nude. I just feel like it fits absolutely anything, and I feel like today especially it really shows because it's a nude with green. I used it in the past with blues and pinks, and just this nude really fits in quite nicely with any colour. Whereas there's some nudes out there that are maybe a bit too pink or a bit too brown, and when you start pairing them with other colours, it just doesn't always fit too well. I know in the past I've done a design with a nude that was a little bit too brown and it just didn't look that great, but at the moment I switched it back out to my regular nudes, everything looked amazing again. So I feel like the nude shade really matters. So if you're in the market for a very good nude, definitely pick that one up. I honestly stand by it. So we've got 3 nails that are nude, 1 nail that is green, and now on the last nail we're going to do an ombre between the 2 different green shades and also the white at the bottom. So this takes a little bit of time. You have to be quite patient and gentle with your brush, and you also want to make sure you don't go too high up, not too high and too low. There we go. Got it right. You really have to take your time. I don't often do 3-way ombres, but this ombre was really fitting with the colours that I was using today. And it's actually quite rare that I get a chance to use all the colours that I received from the new collection, because sometimes you just really have to be in the mindset and you really have to, find yourself thinking of something to incorporate all of them, and just sometimes I struggle with that a little bit. So I always try and include as many of them as I can, but you already know I love Madam Glam gel polishes with my whole heart. So even though sometimes I don't use all the colours I received for the collection, it is definitely featured at some point on my channel in the future, and if not, a couple of times for sure. So now all the nails have got all the colours applied, and 2 layers of course, and on that full green nail I've got this fine glitter, and it's really rare that I get to do a sugar nail with yellows or greens. They're just not colours I often pick up, so I definitely took up the opportunity to sugar that nail. So that now everything is cured, and I'm going in with a base coat on one of the nude nails. Now this collection is supposed to be for St. Patrick's, which is amazing. However, I'm not very good with the St. Patrick's kind of designs, and so I tried to look for some green leaf glitters, and I know this is not a St. Patrick, 4-leaf clover, but pretend it is. So I'm just placing it across the whole nail. I'm just kind of switching it up. So one is going top right, then it's slightly below on the left, and so on all the way down the nail, and the base coat is going to work as our glue for our little glittery leaves. So that's going to go into the lamp, and then once it comes out I will do another layer of base coat just to help with, because when you place it down it's kind of a bit sticks out a little bit, so just to help it smooth out a little bit. If you've got builders or clear acrylic, all of that kind of stuff will do the job to help smooth the nail out. Now time for our other nude nails. So we've got 2 nails that are going to be identical. So starting off, I'm doing a smile line with the darkest shade of green that we've got going on today, and then I'm going to do another layer just below it. And now at this stage it's up to you how thick you want to do this layer. It will depend on how long of a nail you've got going on. So if you're recreating it or changing, maybe recreating it with other colours, and you're using it on clients or something, then you are definitely going to have a much thinner line than I am today. I've got a long stiletto nail, so I've got a lot of canvas to work with. So you want to do the exact same thing on the other nail too. You have to be very gentle and definitely not heavy-handed with this stage, and be very slow maybe as well. I find that when I'm doing these kind of things, being slower actually helps me to get my lines much smoother, much neater, and a bit more controlled. So I'm just repeating this here too. And then once I'm happy, I will pop it into the lamp for a nice cure. I might be doing another layer of camera of these. It all depends. Sometimes these gel polishes are super opaque. Even this green, as you can see, I could just definitely get away with just doing the one coat. And then once it comes out, we're going to do the exact same thing underneath with the slightly lighter shade of green that we've got going on. And then we'll do it again on the bottom, but we'll do it with the white. So as you can see on my palette in the background, we've got the color coordination right there. So the darkest shade, then it's the lighter green, and then it's the white. And then once that's done, we'll crack on with the gold. And when it comes to the gold, we're going to use it to outline. And guys, I've been, honestly, for some reason, I've just been craving glittery acrylics gel polishes for some reason, for a long time actually. Might have mentioned a couple of times. I might have mentioned that I want glitter acrylics for maybe press-ons. I'm itching to do a glittery base on press-ons and then stamp on top of them for some reason. I just feel like it could create such a really cool background to like stamped images. I don't know. I haven't even done it. I've brought a couple of glittery gel polishes, so I should give it a go. I don't know why I haven't. Actually, talking about it now, it's the weekend that I'm voicing it, so I've got time, so I should be able to figure something out. So I might give it a little play and hopefully I can create something, and maybe in the next couple of videos you might even see a video with it in there, so that'll be fun. But yeah, I'm envisioning just a really cool background and making it really, really cool looking, so we'll see. So we've got the 2 layers of our French tip done. Time for the bottom part, and we're using the white, and I think it's white. It's giving off white. It could be like an off-white or who knows. But I'm definitely for it. Whites are just the best for anything, obviously. So it's great to have that put into a collection, which is really, really nice. So I'm just repeating it on that last nail, and then it'll go into the lamp for a cure. Of course, with this white, I did have to do 2 layers. As you can see here, it became quite sheer, and obviously that is absolutely understandable because we do have a pretty dark color in the background. So of course, if you're going to go in with a color like this, then it's definitely going to be see-through, unless you're using some sort of thick nail art gels. But that's all nice and done. As you can see here, looking really cool. And if you wanted to leave it as is, definitely feel free to do so. It looks really, really cool as it is now. But with this gold, I really wanted to use it for outline work, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to go over the outline of each colour with this gold. And I've been honestly loving this kind of little technique. I think like it adds a really nice, cute little touch, especially with it being glittery. We will be matte top coating these nails later on. But if you were glossy top coating these, it would look really, really cool as well. The glitter would pop really nicely. And to be honest with you, I probably should have glossy top coated. I don't really know why I haven't. But I've done something similar. They came out with a glittery rose gold kind of shade. And I've also, since that has come through from one of their recent collection, might have been last month's. Yeah, I think it was last month's for Valentine's. Oh boy, have I been using it non-stop. Honestly, since it's come through, I've probably done another 3 or 4 sets since it arrived at my house. So if you are also debating buying these or not too sure if you're going to use it, if you are into nail art, then absolutely. If you're not, still get it because it could actually work pretty well for accent nails. So maybe if you, let's say, got a lot of clients that just like one color, so imagine like all of your nails pink, but then let's say like your ring finger just being like this beautiful rose gold shade that's sparkly, or maybe gold. Like, I don't know, I just feel like it's a great color to have in your collection for just some accent details here and there whenever someone wants it. So definitely recommend it. So now that that's cured and we've done it on both nails, time for some crystals. So on this leaf nail, in between the leaves, I'm placing some small tiny AB crystals. So I've got a nice AB mix here, and I'm just picking out the smaller crystals. I actually DIY'd my own mix, so I actually brought a mix. And then over time, I was slowly starting to run out of certain sizes and stuff. But I also had other AB crystals that are actually like sized in its own little like container. So since I was running out, and I really like my mix, I know that it's not for everybody, but I just prefer to just whack it all into one big blob and then find the ones I'm looking for, rather than having 20 different pots all around me and then trying to pick out the right size. So I started sprinkling into this container other sizes that I'm kind of noticing that I don't have as much, and I've started making my own little mix there. Although I do prefer buying a mixer rather than making my own, because they always just seem to come with everything that you need and with the kind of right amount. Personally, I've noticed that. I don't know if everybody has had that experience with buying like a mixed bag of different sizes, but yeah, I've personally just really enjoyed getting them. So I will definitely be picking them up again, but obviously at the moment I've just got other sizes that I can just chuck in and just use at the moment, so there's no big rush yet to get a new mix. So now on the French tip nails, right at the top, we're going to do a line of crystals. So I'm placing a large crystal in the center and then going down in sizes as we hit the edges. And then in between each crystal, I'm popping some caviar beads just to add an extra little detail, jazz it up a little bit and make it look like some jewelry on our nails. So here I'm just using a dotting tool to straighten up the lines as much as I can. And I will do that on the other nail too, I just didn't include in the video. Now onto our ombre nail. I am going to, on the left hand side in the middle, apply one large crystal and then downsize and pop one on either side. And again, we're going to pop some caviar beads in between as well. We'll pop it into the lamp. And now this one is going to be a very, very special nail because we're going to do some 3D flower work. And today I decided to use acrylic. So in the past, I've used 3D/4D carving gels, whichever way you like to call them. But I've really been enjoying acrylic, and it's very similar. Obviously, you're slightly timed because it, kind of sets into place. So if you are a beginner, highly recommend the carving gels because through using the carving gels, I've now been able to use acrylic. So I kind of place it down and I just let it be. I'm not like super great with ratios, so most of the time it's a little bit more runnier than I would like it to be. So I just place it down and I just wait till I think it might be ready. I give it a little tap, and when you tap it, you will notice that if you tap it and it stays as is, then it's ready to go. But if you tap it and it's still too wet, it will start becoming a little bead again. So that's not when you want to tap. So once you see that it is kind of forming as you want it to, then start pressing down and creating your flower. And even here, as you can see, time has gone by. I really sped up this footage, by the way, and I'm still able to go back into that first petal that I did and still move it about and correct it and everything like that. So as much as you might think that acrylic sets super quick, sometimes I feel like we think it and it looks like it has, but it's still moldable. So I think it's just a process of kind of understanding the product itself. Even here, as you can see, rather than placing it down, I actually left on my brush for a little while too. You can do that rather than placing it down onto the nail and waiting. So it's kind of like trial and error, trying it out, understanding the product, getting used to it. I am using Glitterbell's acrylic here, and I'm using a Glitterbell's 3D acrylic brush as well, I believe. And of course, if you're using other companies, some might set quicker than others. It's all down to just, of course, understanding the product, trying it out, playing about with it, and then hopefully eventually it will just click for you guys and understand how to use it. It's kind of been my journey with acrylic. I've just kind of been just trying it out, playing about with it, and trying to understand it, trying to know when to tap and press and drag and all of that kind of stuff. It really is, I think, as you'll probably know, with nails it's all just about practice. Nothing just comes to you. You really have to give it a go and understand it. And as much as I can watch so many acrylic videos, I feel like I can't really still learn it until I do it myself, basically. So don't be afraid, keep trying, because at the end of the day, it's all worth it because you can make these stunning nails, guys. So definitely keep going. I'm now on the very last petal, and I'm not very good at these final like edge flowers where they're usually quite long and pointy. I'm not very good at those yet. I'm pretty fine with just those regular rounded petals, but those long pointy ones that people usually do, I'm not too great yet. So we've got a little while to go before I perfect those. So now that has basically, set in place and is ready to go, we can start top coating our nails. So I'm going in with a matte top coat. I am using a Macar matte top coat today. Don't really recommend it. I'm just using it up because I just have it laying around. And again, no one's using these nails or wearing them. They're just for content purposes, so I can use it. So I was actually running out of top coat, which is why I picked it up off of Amazon. I was actually thinking it was going to be fine because it is Macar and I thought they do pretty good stuff, but unfortunately I'm not very keen on this matte top coat. So if you are in the market for one, Nail Nails or Madame Glam do the best matte top coats. otherwise, yeah, I wouldn't really pick this one up. I'm just trying to use it up whilst I still got it, and I'm low on others, so we can use it up. And then once this one's done and I run out again, maybe I can give a different company a try on Amazon. So we will maybe do that eventually, but at the moment, yeah, I'm just kind of trying to get through it. And I think it was super cheap. I should have known, because it was like £3 or something at the time. I think it was super cheap. I was really confused, but again, I just went with the brand and thinking, oh, it's gonna be amazing because it's my cart. But yeah, it's not ideal. It kind of cures funny under the lamp. Sometimes it's glossy still, and I don't know, I just don't really like the way it works. But as you can see, at the end of the day, the nails are matte, which I guess it does what it says it's gonna do. But yeah, so now that that's cured, the very last step before I show you guys the final results is I'm going to scatter a couple of small AB crystals again all over this flower nail, and then we can see the final results. So today I was trying to go with the St. Patrick's theme, although obviously there are no 4-leaf clovers, or it's not very, obvious, but it is green because we're using the collection. So I tried my best. I don't think I've ever actually done a proper St. Patrick's nails, I don't think, so this is probably the closest we'll ever get. I'm just going to finish up with those crystals, pop them into the lamp, and then you're going to see these beauties on my stand in just a second. Okay, so here they are. I think they're so cute. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I would love to see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.